What's up YouTube, this is your boy Nick here, and today I have a Cyber Dragon deck profile for you guys. So yeah, as I said in the Legendary Dragon Decks opening, I said that I was going to be doing doing two updated deck profiles for you guys, and this is actually the first one. Originally this was a Cyber Tuner deck, which was a combination of the Cyber Dragons and the Synchron Tuner monsters that that Yusei Fudo used in the series in the 5D series, but I decided to just make it a full-blown Cyber Dragon deck. So let's get right down to it. And so, of course, first things off, you are starting it off with 3 Cyber Dragons. So yeah, basically you can't. So basically, this is the calling card for the deck. So that's so yeah, you can't really go wrong with 3 Cyber Dragons. And then of course you are doing 3 Cyber Phoenix, because with this card, when it's face up on the field in attack mode, basically you can negate any spell or trap cards that targets machine monsters and no other cards. And also, when this card is sent to the graveyard by battle, you can draw 1 card from your deck. So that's actually really cool. It's actually cool to do 3 instead of 2, because if you have all 3 of them out on the field, basically your opponent can't activate any spells or traps with all 3 of them out on the field. And then of course you are doing 3 Cyber Dragon Swies. So with this card gains 300 attack points for during the battle phase only. So with this card, when it attacks a monster, when it attacks an opponent's monster, this card gains 300 points during the damage step only. And then once per turn, you can reveal a spell card in your hand, and this card becomes Cyber Dragon while it's on the field and while it's also in the graveyard as well. And then of course you are doing 3 Proto Cyber Dragons. You can't really go wrong with using 3 Protos, especially when you're fusion summoning and you don't have any other Cyber Dragons. You can also use this card as well. So that's really cool. And then of course 3 Cyber Valleys. This card basically has 3 cool effects. One is you can remove this monster from play when it's being attacked. You can remove this monster from play, draw a card, and then of course end the battle phase. And then its second ability is you can banish this card and another monster you have on the field. You can banish them, and you can draw 2 cards. And its third and final effect is that you can target a card in your graveyard, banish both this card and 1 card from your hand, then place that target on top of your deck. So that's actually really cool, because you can also you can place power bonds on the top of your deck, or you can place future fusion as well at the top of your deck. And then of course we're doing 2 Cyber Dragon Dries. So this card is actually really cool because when this card is normal summoned, every Cyber Dragon you have on the field becomes level 5, and which is actually a really cool way for you to XC summon your level 5 monster. So this is actually really cool. And also when this card gets banished, you can target a Cyber Dragon you control, and I believe it cannot be targeted by card effects. Is that right? Oh yeah. It can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. So that's actually really cool. And just like Cyber Dragon Dry, this card just like Cyber Dragon Y. This card can also be treated as Cyber Dragon while it's on the field and in the graveyard. And then of course you are doing 2 Cyber Dragon cores. With this card, when it's successfully normal or special summon, you can add a spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. So this is actually really cool, and also it also becomes it also becomes Cyber Dragon while it's on the field and in the graveyard. And then of course we're doing 1 Armored Cyber. This is actually really cool, perfect with the fusions, especially with something like Cyber Dragon. So yeah, this is actually really cool because you can sacrifice 1,000 of that monster's attack points, and you can destroy a card on the field. So that's actually really cool. And then 1 Cyber Kirin. This actually works great if you were to combine it with your power bonds. Sorry, I'm a little off today, so I do apologize. But yeah, Cyber Kirin works great with power bond, and you can send this card from your field to the grave to negate all effect damage. And then of course you are doing 1 Cyber Dinosaur, which is the first of 3 main boss monsters for the deck. And this card, when your opponent special summons a monster from their hand during the damage step, except during the damage step, you can summon this card from your hand. So this card is actually this is an easy way to bring it out onto the field, and you can also use this to some people like to use this to exceed summon, but you can also use this to summon out Machina Fortress, which I'm doing 1 of, I am doing 1 Machina Fortress, and also 1 Cyber Eltonant, which is the ultimate boss for the deck. So this card is really powerful. This card gains 500 points for every banished light attribute machine monster that you banish to summon this house. So that's really cool. And then for your tuners, you're doing 1 Hyper Synchron and 1 Unknown Synchron. So these 2 cards are really powerful. Because with this card, if you have no monsters on the field, you can special summon it from your hand. And this card, when you summon a Dragon type Synchro, you can that monster gains 800 points, and it can't be destroyed in battle, basically. And of course, I'll put that to the side. And for the spells, you are doing 3 Cyber Repair Plants. With Cyber Repair Plant, basically you can target a light attribute machine monster in your graveyard and shuffle that into your deck, and then you can take a light attribute machine monster from your deck and add it to your hand. So this is really cool, but it can only work if you have at least 1 Cyber Dragon in your graveyard. In your graveyard. And then of course you're doing 3 Evolution Burst. So this is basically the mystical Space Typhoon of the Cyber Dragon deck. So if you have Cyber Dragon on the field, you can target 1 card, 1 spell trap card. Sorry. You can target 1 card on your opponent's field and destroy it. And Cyber Dragon, your Cyber Dragon can't attack on the turn you activate the card. And of course and then for the fusion cards, you're doing 2 Overload Fusion, 2 Polymerization, and of course 2 Power Bond. And then of course you are doing 1 Double Spell to activate one of your opponent's spell cards. So it's a really good asset. And then of course 1 Soul Charge. You can't really go wrong with Soul Charge, and so yeah, Soul Charge, really risky but really good. And then 1 Magical Stone Excavation to bring back a spell card. So you can bring back pretty much something like like Soul Charge or Overload Fusion or something like that. So that card's really cool. And then of course one diffusion, one cybernetic fusion support, which works great with Power Bond. And then limiter removal, followed by Machina Armored Unit. So with Machina Armored Unit, once a turn, when one of your machine monsters is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a machine monster from your deck. And however it has to be the same level. Oh no, sorry. It has to be the same attribute but with a different level. And then of course one future fusion with the brand new ban list that had just came out last month. So future fusion is back, and it has a brand new effect. So that's actually really cool to bring back future fusion. And of course for the trap cards, you have 6 different types of mirror forces. So you have the original mirror force, storming mirror force, quaking mirror force, Journey Mirror Force, Radiant Mirror Force, and of course Dark Mirror Force. These 6 Mirror Forces are actually a really good asset to the deck, because you can basically negate, you can redirect attacks, shuffle back the monsters to the deck, banish them. Everything it's actually really cool. And then one interdimensional matter transporter to remove something like your Cyber Dragon from the game if it's being attacked. And then Stardust Flash to bring back your Cyber Dragon. And then of course Mirror Mail. And for the Cyber Dragon support, you have two Cyber Networks. So with Cyber Network, during your 3rd standby phase, you can send this card to the graveyard, and you can summon out as many banished light attribute machine monsters as possible. So it's a really cool card. And then a Cyber Shadow Gardener, which is also a monster card as well. And then one Cybernetic Technology, which works great with the fusions. And then of course Call of the Haunted. And of course for the extra deck, so you are doing one Cyber End Dragon. So a lot of people have been doing 2 Cyber End Dragons, but it's actually better to do one Cyber End Dragon, only because Cyber End Dragon is mainly the boss monster for the fusions. So it's really cool to use one Cyber End Dragon. And then of course 2 Cyber Twin Dragons, followed by 2 Chimera Tech Over Dragons, 2 Rampage Dragons, and then 1 Fortress Dragon and 1 Mega Fleet Dragon from the new Legendary Dragon deck. So this card, I probably won't use this card as much, but it should be interesting to use. Those are your fusions. For your synchros, you have Stardust Dragon, Shooting Star Dragon, and of course Formula Synchron. So these 3 work great together. And with Formula Synchron, you can, when it's successfully summoned, once per turn you can draw a card. And with Shooting Star Dragon, you can negate effects, negate battle, negate attacks, and so it's actually really cool. And for the Exceed Some monsters, we're doing 2 Cyber Dragon Novas and 1 Cyber Dragon Infinity. So with Cyber Dragon Nova is really cool because you can use this card and its overlay units to Exceed Summon Cyber Dragon Infinity. So really, really awesome. And now for the side deck. So for the side deck, we are doing 2 Clear Effectors. Mainly for the Synchro Summon, because it says if this card is sent to the graveyard as Synchro material, you can draw a card, and a Synchro monster that uses this card as Synchro material cannot be destroyed by effects. So that's actually really cool to use. And then of course 2 Honest for the light attributes, And then I am doing one Perform Pal Trump Witch and one Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon. Now you guys, I know what you guys are asking. Probably gonna ask yourselves, why use these two when the Cyber Dragon decks don't use pendulums? Well, the thing is, I'm not using it just to summon out more monsters. I'm using it for Trump Witch's for Trump Witch's pendulum effect. So you don't really need polymerization to fusion summon. So you basically, if you had three different Cyber Dragon monsters on the field, you can use them to fusion summon thanks to Trump Witch. So yeah. And then for the spells, I am doing 2 Break Draw, 1 Dark Hole, and 1 Shield Crush. And then for the trap cards, I am doing 2 Miracle Locusts, mainly to go up against different decks like the Gokis and the Twilight Sworns and Zombie Light Sworns. And then I'm doing 1 Torrential, 1 Compulse, and 1 Power Wall. And so yeah, that is the Cyber Dragon deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to post in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and remember to subscribe and bell me for more WWE and YuGiOh opening videos, and also more deck profile videos. And on that, this is your boy Nick here, signing out.